Whew. Well, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Man, you know, football Sunday has always been something big for me. From the time I was a little kid, sitting on the couch with my dad, not knowing what football was, just knowing that my dad was a Cowboy fan and wanting to be like my dad, to where it is now. It's freaking insane. It's great to be able to be here with you guys, with my friends and stuff, and to know that, you know, we got football Sunday in the books, but we still have Monday Night Football with the Cowboys versus the Eagles, and it don't get any better than that. Well, actually, it does get better than that. One of my other brothers, Greg, called me this morning when I was actually working on getting some of the game day food together. And he said, I won't keep you long. He said, but I just left Mom and Dad's. And he said, you said that you like having people over, because I invited my brother over to come over for a game. And so he said, you know, my sons, they want to come over and bring people. I said, cool, bring them. I said, you know, just let me know which ones. I said, but there's one rule. When you come over, you got to be hungry because you're going to get fed. And he said, yeah. He said, but I got another surprise. He said, because Mom and Dad, I told them that I want them to come over too. And that would be heaven. I'd have to watch my mouth. But to have my parents come over to watch a game, to be out here for a 1 o'clock start. So I got to see what game before it gets too cold. It'll be a 1 o'clock start that my parents can come by and be here, part of the game and stuff, and have my dad here and watching the Cowboys. That would be the perfect Sunday. But I can't wait for tomorrow night's game, but I want to just kind of recap a couple of things before I get out of here. A lot of you will remember Dr. Phillip. When I first started doing the Joe Bardys, Dr. Phillip kept super chatting like $100 at a whack. And it became, when somebody did a $100 super chat, they automatically got a Joe Bardy. Or if they wanted to, they could donate it to somebody else. And Dr. Phillip did like 6 or 7 of those. And I've gotten to know him a little bit, you know, of course, here on YouTube. He's been on some of our live streams that we've had, call-in shows with channel members. And I hadn't seen him in a bit. And I know that he had lost a friend of his, and he was really down about it from COVID while he was in Hawaii, and they couldn't get in contact with him. Well, tonight he ended up texting me during our live streams and letting me know that he spent the last 2 weeks in the hospital with COVID, and he, as he put it, it's no joke. And he says, tell people that this is not some bullshit to play around with. Fortunate he got out of the hospital tonight, actually, after the 2 weeks, and is going home. But he said he's weak and still dealing with a lot of this stuff, but he's fortunate because he got great treatment to help him get through it. So thoughts and prayers out to you, Dr. Phillip. I'm glad you made it through. I think a lot of us know somebody who's been lost from COVID. And it's difficult for everybody. It's literally changed everything that we do as a country, in fact, as a world. But anyway, couple of things. I always find it funny how the ESPNs and the talking heads, they immediately look at what a team did last year and automatically think that that's going to transfer to the following year. Now, we're still trying to figure out what teams are. You don't really know. Right now, the 49ers are getting their lunch handed to them by Green Bay. They look terrible. And Jimmy Garoppolo, he's not the one. Jimmy G, to know that he was once the highest paid quarterback in the NFL still blows my mind, but hey, it's football. Green Bay, who got blown out by the Saints. The Saints looked like total ass the next week against the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers won, but then they lost Christian McCaffrey, and you looked at that and said, are the Panthers really a good team? You don't really know who is good and who is not. But what I can tell you is Atlanta is not a good team at all, but they got a win against the Giants, and the Giants are terrible. You remember when they were saying that the Giants might end up being, sneaking up on people? The Giants are terrible. I actually felt bad about trolling Rashid, knowing that the last 2 weeks they've literally had their hearts ripped out from under them. They're just not good. The Washington football team. Can we say that the Washington football team, as much as Mike Greenberg was saying that the Cowboys, they're always great in June, and that the Washington football team was the real deal? Yeah. Josh Allen, 5 touchdowns. 5. That defense is awful. I mean, they are awful. Chase Young, this has been my thing all day. I look at Chase Young and think that he was Rookie Defensive Player of the Year, and they had literally made the Washington football team out of these bad SOBs that you couldn't do anything against. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Heineke's not the answer. Cam Newton, I know they must have some bad blood between Rivera and Cam Newton, but looking at what they got with Heineke, I mean, they do have Allen. Is it Allen? Kyle Allen, that they got from Carolina. Maybe they need to try him, but wow, Heineke looked totally exposed against Buffalo. He looked like a deer caught in the headlights. And you just look at that team and say, yeah, Washington. Yeah. And with the schedule, that first place schedule, it's looking like my theory is right. I went through and I looked at all of the division winners since 2003 in the NFC East. And I looked at them the following year. And this includes 3 Super Bowl winning teams. Not a single one of them won more games than they did the year before. I said this, it's right there, the numbers are there. Only 2 had at least as good a record. The rest of them, some of them as much as 6 games less the next year. On average, the division winner loses 3.3 games more the next year. And so when we were looking at Washington and saying that, Washington could be one of the best teams in the NFC, like Mike Greenberg said, I'm looking at the data and I'm just saying that doesn't happen. You're saying that the Washington football team, a team that started more quarterbacks, or second most quarterbacks, over the last 4 seasons, that this team is now going to break the curse of the NFC East and all of a sudden win more games after winning the division with a real schedule as opposed to the one they had last year, playing guys like Josh Rosen and Ben DiNucci and Andy Dalton and Daniel Jones and Jalen Hurts his first game and Carson Wentz. And now he's got to play the Josh Allens, the Aaron Rodgers, the Russell Wilsons, the Pat Mahomes, the Tom Brady's, that all of a sudden that this team, no. Overrated. Way overrated. In fact, I can't wait to hear talk radio tomorrow in Washington. And this brother Chase Young, Chase old, Chase none. Chase looks like he gets winded and is out of shape. And more times, you see him literally give up on plays. Not good. We had Kansas City, which defense is not as close as what they were last year, and they've always been a middle of the road, is not good at all. Kansas City getting the loss at home against the Chargers. So now this makes me wonder, are the Cowboys better than we thought because the Chargers actually have gotten two good wins? Or is Tampa Bay overrated because Tampa Bay's defense, I believe the Cowboys basically lets you know how to attack Tampa Bay. Nobody's trying to really run against them. But what they're doing is they realize you got to pass the hell out of them. And what the Cowboys have done has been repeated the last 2 weeks. Now, Tampa Bay got the win last week, of course, against Atlanta, 48-28. But, it's Atlanta. This week, they get their lunch handed to them. They got the crap beat out of them by the Rams. And as I look at it right now, I got to say right now, at this moment, which is subject to change, that the Rams and probably Buffalo, even though Buffalo's had a loss, are probably the two best teams in football. Although, you look at what Green Bay's doing tonight against the 49ers, but they had the bad loss to the Saints. I guess what I'm really saying is football is subject to change. And it is really a week-to-week league. Now, the Cowboys, we have an opportunity to take the lead in the division tomorrow night. I feel like the Cowboys are the better team. I feel like the Cowboys should be pumped up to be playing at home, that Dak Prescott coming home for the first game since hurting his foot, that we've got this Dallas Cowboys tailgate that's, the tailgate to end all tailgates there at the stadium, that we have the fans that are rabid about going there against the Eagles for the first time in masses, that we should be able to win the game. But this is the NFC East. It's a division game. And division games are always tight. Whew. I don't know what to tell you. But I can tell you this much. Check out Rashid melting down. That's a good one. And hope you tune in tomorrow night for our live stream. I like to think that what we do with our game day live streams, that it's not like anything that anybody else has. Having seen Rashid, Cop Pizzle, and Philly 500 literally losing their minds, it's fun. And at some point, you're going to see me lose mine as well. But that's football for you. It's always kind of crazy. So with that being said, I feel like a kid at Christmas because the Cowboys are playing tomorrow night for Monday Night Football. And God willing, I'll be here with you guys watching it tomorrow. Hope you had a great football Sunday, and I'll see you in the morning, God willing.